Hello, this is Jared playing Oxygen Not Included. Very excited today because the dupes are going to be taking a really important space mission. Probably the most complex one I've ever done, involving multiple rockets. 3 of the 4 that I have here. What we're going to be doing is going to this this asteroid, Earthista, and landing here and doing a lot more exploration than I've done so far. Specifically getting after crude oil, lead, fossil, and just seeing what this asteroid looks like. Now to do this, I've got 3 rockets. Explorer has a rover module and orbital cargo. The only reason for that is we're going to do a bypass on this asteroid. Figure we might as well throw a rover down here on the way to Earthista. Explorer is also an important rocket because it has all the materials that I want. We'll go over the list when I'm bringing on. One of the key things is Atmo suits, because the dupes in Earthista are going to have very challenging environment to work in. So let's make sure they have Atmo suits when they arrive. In fact, not only that, but I actually charged those Atmo suits in the last episode with oxygen, so initial supply of oxygen is not even needed, which is really nice. Along with this rocket, I have 2 other rockets. We have a rocket called Blue Cargo and Black Cargo. So Blue Cargo, it has infinite supply or storage area of water, and I'm just pushing a bunch of that in before we go. So the dupes on Earthista don't have to find water or concern themselves with it. They've got tons of water here. And equally, I have oxygen going into this guy. Oh, I almost had a piece of carbon dioxide go in here. I caught it just before that happened, so let me just rebuild this pipe. The other bit of the pipe going around stinking like this is just for the dupes to be able to breathe while they're traveling. And when that runs out, we've got an oxygen diffuser to get through. So, obviously, blue rocket because the oxygen and the water. What is the black cargo? That is carbon dioxide. That's our engine. Refuel to be able to get back home. This is not a one-way trip. We want to get here, get our resources, and take it back home. The one other key thing, so that's carbon dioxide. The gas-wise, I want to put crude oil here. I put heavy insulated pipes here and here, and I'm going to be dumping that, and I've got it vacuum all the way around. So this is going to be very hot crude oil. I don't want that to heat up the actual rocket, so that's why I've done that. The other important thing, and this is both the gas and liquid pipe, the output, this will actually leak out into space when I'm traveling. I don't want that to happen. That would be pointless. So I've snapped these 2. Just making sure. Yeah, so that's not actually connected at the moment. So I was making this a vacuum. We can get rid of this guy now. Oh no, hold on. Actually, that's all we want to do there. So the only reason to make the actual gas pump is to create the vacuum, because I didn't have Atmo suits when I first made this. But at this point, I want to actually have a supply of oxygen in the pipes, just for the dupes to be able to breathe while they're traveling. Some of the preparation I'm doing before going on this mission is producing lots of metal, specifically going to be aluminum in this case. And the reason for that is I want to, your shower going on, but I want to create some platforms. As I mentioned, I want 3 rockets here, Explorer, and then the other 2 cargo rockets. I'm going to need to build 2 platforms in order for that to happen. The other thing I'm having the dupes do at the moment is load in some seeds. So this is mealwood seed going in. And this is so we can actually produce food while we're over there. And they're not going to eat well. But they're not also, the plan isn't to stay very long. Speaking of food, I want to have some food available to them while they're flying, but also while they are trying to set up the initial base and waiting for the first bits of mealwood to grow. So I'm going to do that here. And oh my goodness, the carbon dioxide is bad. So, that's something that needs to be fixed. But I want to build or refactor this. So I destroyed some stuff, and I'm going to do a little kitchen area over here. If I can clean up the carbon dioxide anyway. So putting in an electric grill over here, 2 hydroponic farms. I want to plant some oxy ferns. I want to feed that water, of course, and hopefully that's going to cut down the carbon dioxide. So whoever's going to be cooking on an electric grill won't be sort of gassed out by all the carbon dioxide around. So we had a spill in the center of the base. That was due to some ice that was forgotten about. Unfortunately, that's draining down here. I do not want to see much water go into this guy, because that would accumulate over here and potentially overpressure this and shut down my infinite brine storage. So what I'm doing is built a tile right here. This is going to allow any water to cool down this way instead, which would be less destructive. But anyway, I have some oxy ferns here. Hopefully that's going to deal with the low oxygen situation that we've got going on. Got this conveyor loader next to the electric grill. This is going to pick up any food that's made. I see some mealwood there, so the idea is this is going to make some edible mealwood, or pickled meal rather, and have that stored in the deep freezer. Eventually I want to bring that in space, but figured we'll put it in the deep freezer until that's ready to go. In the meantime, we can cook pacu fillets. That's awesome, thanks to the pacus. But pickled meal, let's make this as much as we can before this rocket, or settle rockets, leaves. Still trying to refactor this stable. First thing I'm doing there, now that I've got the pip to plant all these pinch of pepper plants, is bring up some liquid. With the liquid temperizer, that's eventually going to be able to run once... Oh, hold on. What heat have we gotten to? Okay. Probably going to hold off getting any warmer until we insulate a little bit. But that's enough liquid for the time being. If we can cut this off. Actually, you know what? I'll just let it get the remaining liquid that's there. I just found a glossy dricklet egg, and I can already smell plastic. I'm going to tell the dupes, please drop that off over here. Maybe I'll dedicate one of these to a glossy, and one of these is a Dreco stable. Growing some mealwood in 2 locations. This is one on base, and this is going to be input to pickled meal, which I can use as space travel. But on the rocket itself, I decided, hey, why not black cargo? We'll just have a single one of these growing, but this will be a food source. Not enough food source, but it'll contribute towards a food source on the base. On the other rocket, that's blue cargo. Actually was able to get a few more of these, so I'm gonna plant these here and just allow a little bit of mealwood that's already grown a little bit by the time we arrive, because forgot this one, any mealwood that I plant when I get on this new asteroid, I'm gonna have to wait for it to grow. Discovered crude oil, and that is thanks to this oil slicker that I printed. Slicker larva is around, consuming a little bit of carbon dioxide, outputting some crude oil on my base for the first time here. Trying to see if I can find out where it actually is. Oh, somewhere. If I click on this. Oh, I've already bottled it up. Okay, excellent. Getting the dupes to do some digging around here to create more tiles for sleet wheat, very carbon dioxide areas. So starting off by pumping in some oxygen to make it more breathable before I get the dupes to do any more work in this zone. Over on the other side, in this wing, in this very cold asteroid, well, I say cold, it's depending on where in the asteroid you're talking about, but getting the pips to plant over here and here simultaneously, making progress. So we've got a larva, now I've got larva eggs. This might be a sign, especially in a world where I've got a lot of carbon dioxide. We'll see. So this is a funny looking room. Starting the process of heating up over here. This liquid should be currently on. Not okay. I expanded this out a little bit. I guess I'll need to add more liquid. No problem. We can do that. I just need to lower the pump by a tile. Put a shearing station in this room. This is where the Drecos are being born. They're not recharging their scales because there's no hydrogen. Oh, we've got these pinch of pepper plants growing. It's thanks to this heat and insulation area. Alright, I think that's enough liquid. Let's seal this up. We can get more of you guys in here. Got really good mileage out of these pips, planting sleet wheat all the way from up here down, but they're starting to expire. Let's get one left in this room, the other one is gone. I will take the egg, and I think we'll go through an incubator, because I definitely want more pips to continue this process. Our stock of pickle meal is getting higher. Very happy about that. Last ingredient I need before going on this mission is more aluminum. Cranking out a little bit of that. And then we're going to be on our way. We are ready to send the first rocket over. This is what I have been waiting for. So we're going to put 10 kilograms of pickled meal temporarily in this fridge. So that's going to go out of the deep freezer and be put right here. The very first thing I'm going to do is just jump that on the floor. Making sure this guy... Hold on. Temporarily stop sending pickled wood back in the freezer. Okay, so now that I've got that, 10,000 calories, a little bit more, I'm going to put that in the rocket of Explorer. High priority. So this is basically 10 cycles for this dupe that's on this mission to be able to eat until they set up something in the other base. Final thing I'm doing before we leave, taking a small amount of algae outside this rocket so that I can put it back in these two rockets, because this one's going first, and I just want to make sure before I leave that this rocket doesn't take any resources away that I want to keep. And I've got all the algae in the world in that one rocket, so putting that right here. We're going to be taking off soon. One thing that I want to make sure I do is go through the full checklist of what I have on board. Because I don't want to arrive and realize, I forgot something. So let's go through this now. Got some food. That's in the form of pickled meal. We've got some algae. That's going to be oxygen production while we're traveling, as well as when we're on our base. Aluminum. I want a lot of that because I'm going to be making rocket platforms, Atmos suit charging stations, and other automation possibly. Atmos suits because it's a very warm environment. Dirt for growing mealwood. Or mealwood seeds, glass, why not make some solar panels? And finally, I really want to make sure I have my steel because it's going to be a lot easier to create a pump in this asteroid that we're going to Earth this if I've got that. I say everything is looking good. We've got oxygen in our pipes. We've got water in our pipes. Let's give the command. I want to make sure that, yeah, so we've got rover module built. Let's crew this thing. I want to make sure I only have one dupe going. So 3 dupes are going on this mission and 3 rockets. 1 dupe in each rocket. The first rocket, Explorer, to choose the location. Now this is going to Earth Ista, but we're doing a pit stop over here. Still have enough fuel to be able to get there, but we're going to send a rover there. It's saying we're not fueled to be able to return. That's okay, because our black cargo rocket's going with us, which is filled with carbon dioxide. So here it is. Our mission is about to begin with this rocket taking off. I hope I have everything I need. So how long is it going to take to at least arrive on this asteroid? 1.8 cycles. I think that's going to do for today. Hopefully you will join me in the next episode where I'll send my other 2 rockets over and we'll watch this rocket eventually land on Earth Ista, where we can explore this asteroid, get some crude oil and other resources. Until then, thank you so much for watching.